From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Robin Chan with today's Voice Briefing. It's Friday, October 24th, 2025. From Nusrat Rahman, Clara Hendrickson, and Todd Spangler. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services is pausing food assistance benefits in November until further notice. The state received word from the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food and Nutrition Service directing MDHHS to hold the food assistance benefits, known as Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. The federal government, in its communication, indicated that because of the, quote, ongoing federal government funding lapse, there may be limited availability of funds, end quote, to pay November SNAP benefits for about 42 million people across the country, according to a news release from MDHHS. In Michigan, nearly 13% of households, or roughly 1.4 million people, receive the benefits. In a news release, MDHHS Director Elizabeth Hertel said, quote, the impact of households losing SNAP benefits will be felt around the state. SNAP is more than a food assistance program. It's a lifeline for many Michigan families, end quote. Fred Cabras, Director of Social Services for the Detroit-based Capuchin Soup Kitchen, referred to the pause as, quote, devastating, end quote, for working families who are already struggling with high food costs. CEO Kristen Olmedo of Troy-based United Community Family Services told the Free Press that calls to sign up for the food pantry have increased, quote, exponentially, end quote, even before the news of the pause was official. If you are in need of help, to find area food pantries and other resources, go to pantrynet.org or call the Michigan 211 line. For more on this story, including Michigan lawmaker reaction, you can search on freep.com for Nusrat Rahman's article, Food Assistance in Michigan, SNAP Benefits to Stop in November Due to Federal Shutdown.
This is Christina Hall with the Detroit Free Press. A Washtenaw County Circuit Court judge dismissed a lawsuit from 20 women in Michigan's only prison for females that alleged, per policy, they were video recorded on corrections officers' body cameras during routine strip searches and while showering and using toilets. An attorney representing the women at Women's Huron Valley Correctional Facility near Ypsilanti plans to appeal. The women filed the lawsuit in May, with their attorneys saying hundreds more clients were retained. The lawsuit sought $500 million in damages. It named the governor, the director and deputy director of the Michigan Department of Corrections, and about 36 employees from corrections officers to the warden. It said many of the plaintiffs experienced panic attacks and insomnia, among other physical ailments in the incidents, which occurred January through March of this year. The Department of Corrections said it agreed with the dismissal, and it remains committed to protecting the privacy and dignity of those under its supervision. It said all standard, unclosed searches of women, which are necessary for the safety and security of those working and living at the prison, are conducted by trained female officers. Only qualified female staff are allowed to be assigned in areas where women may be in a state of undress. It said current department policy requires body-worn cameras to be inactive during these searches at all facilities, unless there are specific events such as the discovery of contraband.
From automotive reporter Jamie LaRoe, the auto supplier industry in Michigan is losing nearly 450 jobs as two major supplier companies close shop due to volatility in the car industry related to electric vehicle production and the end of two SUVs made by Ford Motor Company. According to Worker Adjustment and Retaining Notifications, or WARN, filed with the state this month, automotive plastics parts supplier International Automotive Components, IAC Group, in Mendon, and Alma and Dana Thermal Products, which makes battery cooling plates in Auburn Hills, are all permanently closing facilities. For more on this story, you can search on freep.com for Jamie LaRoe's article, 3 auto supplier plants in Michigan to close, costing nearly 450 jobs. Find more from the Detroit Free Press on freep.com. That's freep.com. Thank you for listening. Have a great weekend, and you'll hear more from us Monday.